Have you ever found yourself in a heated argument and despite your best efforts, you just couldn't seem to get your point across? Or maybe you left the conversation feeling frustrated and unheard. Well, what if I told you that there was a way to turn the tables and come out on top of any argument? That's exactly what you'll learn in How to Win Every Argument by Madsen Pirie. As someone who's also struggled with effectively communicating my ideas and opinions, this book resonates with me on a personal level. It's a comprehensive guide that teaches you how to articulate your arguments in a clear and concise manner, and how to anticipate and counter your opponent's objections. But it's not just about winning the argument, it's about having productive and meaningful conversations that leave both parties feeling heard and understood. Whether it's a disagreement with a colleague, a debate with a friend, or even a heated argument with a loved one, this book will equip you with the tools you need to make your voice heard. So, if you're ready to take your communication skills to the next level, let's dive into how to win every argument and start winning those arguments today. 1. Understanding different types of arguments, including emotional, logical, and ethical arguments, can help you win arguments effectively. Knowing the type of argument you are dealing with is essential in order to win the argument. Different types of arguments appeal to different things. Emotional arguments, for example, use feelings and emotions to appeal to the audience, while logical arguments rely on data and evidence to make a point. Ethical arguments, on the other hand, focus on moral and ethical principles to support a point of view. By understanding the type of argument you are up against, you can tailor your arguments to be more effective and increase your chances of winning. For example, if you are arguing with someone about animal rights, an ethical argument would be the most appropriate. You could argue that it is wrong to abuse animals and that we have a moral obligation to protect them. On the other hand, if you are arguing about the benefits of a new technology, a logical argument would be more appropriate. You could present data and evidence to support your point and show how the technology is superior to other options. 2. Knowing the audience and understanding their values and beliefs can help you tailor your arguments to be more persuasive. One of the keys to winning an argument is understanding your audience and their values and beliefs. This can help you tailor your arguments to be more persuasive. For example, if you are arguing with someone who is passionate about environmental issues, you might use an ethical argument that emphasizes the importance of protecting the planet. On the other hand, if you are arguing with someone who is focused on practicality and efficiency, you might use a logical argument that emphasizes the practical benefits of a certain solution. For example, if you are trying to convince your boss to let you work from home, you could emphasize the practical benefits of telecommuting, such as increased productivity and reduced costs for the company. However, if your boss is concerned about maintaining control and oversight, you could emphasize how telecommuting would allow them to stay connected with you and monitor your progress. 3. Preparing in advance, including gathering evidence and anticipating counterarguments, can increase your chances of winning an argument. Preparation is key to winning an argument. You should take the time to gather evidence and anticipate counterarguments before entering into an argument. This will help you to be more confident and prepared, and increase your chances of winning. For example, if you are trying to convince your classmates to support a certain project, you could gather data and statistics to support your case. You could also anticipate objections and prepare responses to them. For instance, if someone argues that the project is too expensive, you could explain how it will generate savings in the long run or how it will benefit the community. 4. Being clear and concise in your arguments, and using vivid and concrete examples, can increase the impact of your arguments. Clear and concise arguments are more effective and memorable than those that are lengthy and confusing. Additionally, Using vivid and concrete examples can make your arguments more relatable and persuasive. For example, if you are trying to convince your friends to go to a certain restaurant, you could describe the delicious food and the cozy atmosphere in detail. You could also compare it to other options and explain why this restaurant is the best choice. By doing so, you are making your argument more concrete and memorable, and increasing the likelihood that your friends will agree to go with you. 5. Utilizing logic and reason to support your arguments, including making use of inductive and deductive reasoning, can increase the strength of your arguments. In arguments, it's crucial to have a solid foundation for your claims and ideas. One way to do this is by using logic and reason to support your arguments. Inductive reasoning is the process of making generalizations based on specific examples or evidence. For instance, if you observe that all the apples you have eaten from the local grocery store are sour, you might conclude that all the apples in that store are sour. This is an example of inductive reasoning. On the other hand, deductive reasoning is the process of logically deducing a conclusion based on premises. For instance, if you know that all men are mortal and that Socrates is a man, you can conclude that Socrates is mortal. Incorporating inductive and deductive reasoning into your arguments can help make your claims more compelling and convincing. When you make a generalization based on evidence, it's important to have a substantial amount of evidence to support your claims. In the same way, when you deduce a conclusion from premises, it's essential to ensure that the premises are sound and logical. By using logic and reason to support your arguments, you can increase the persuasiveness of your arguments and enhance your ability to win arguments. 6. Being aware of and countering common fallacies, such as ad hominem attacks and slippery slope arguments, can strengthen your arguments. One of the most significant challenges in arguments is avoiding fallacies, which are errors in reasoning that can undermine the credibility of your arguments. Two of the most common fallacies are ad hominem attacks and slippery slope arguments. Ad hominem attacks are arguments that attack the person instead of the argument itself. For instance, if someone says, "You can't trust him, he's a liar," instead of addressing the argument, they are attacking the person. Slippery slope arguments, on the other hand, are arguments that claim that a specific event will inevitably lead to a series of undesirable consequences. For instance, if someone says, "If we allow this, then it will lead to chaos," they are making a slippery slope argument. Being aware of these fallacies and countering them in arguments can strengthen your arguments and increase your chances of winning. When you recognize these fallacies in your opponent's arguments, you can counter them by pointing out the flaws in their reasoning and highlighting the strengths of your own arguments. By avoiding fallacies in your arguments and countering them in your opponent's arguments, you can increase the credibility of your arguments and enhance your ability to win arguments. 7. Understanding and applying the principles of persuasive communication, such as the rule of 3, can increase the impact of your arguments. The principles of persuasive communication can be a valuable tool in winning arguments. One of the most well-known principles is the rule of 3, which states that things that come in threes are more satisfying, effective, and memorable. When you use this principle in arguments, it can increase the impact of your arguments by making them more satisfying, effective, and memorable. For instance, if you're making an argument about the benefits of exercising regularly, you could use the rule of 3 by listing 3 specific benefits of exercising, such as improved physical health, reduced stress levels, and increased energy levels. By listing 3 specific benefits, you make your argument more memorable and persuasive. 8. Being confident and assertive, while also being open to other perspectives, can increase your credibility and ability to win arguments. Confidence and assertiveness are key components of winning arguments. When you are confident in your position and communicate it with conviction, you are more likely to persuade others. At the same time, being open to other perspectives and listening to counterarguments can also increase your credibility and ability to win arguments. This balance between confidence and openness can make you a more effective communicator and increase your chances of winning arguments. For example, imagine you are having a debate with someone about the best way to reduce crime in a neighborhood. If you come across as confident and assertive in your position that increasing police presence is the best solution, but also listen to the other person's arguments and are open to other perspectives, such as community involvement and education, you are likely to be seen as a more credible and effective communicator. By being confident and assertive, but also open to other perspectives, you can increase your chances of winning arguments and finding solutions that are truly effective. 9. Making use of humor, where appropriate, can help diffuse tension and increase the persuasiveness of your arguments. Humor can be a powerful tool in winning arguments, especially when used appropriately. Humor can help diffuse tension and make your arguments more memorable and persuasive. It can also help to establish a rapport with your audience and make them more receptive to your arguments. However, it is important to use humor wisely and avoid humor that is offensive or insensitive. For example, imagine you are trying to convince your boss to approve a new project proposal. If you can use humor to lighten the mood and make your proposal more memorable, you are more likely to be successful. For example, you might joke about the absurdity of the current process or use a humorous anecdote to illustrate the need for change. By using humor in an appropriate and effective way, you can make your arguments more persuasive and increase your chances of winning arguments. 10. Continuously improving your argumentation skills, including studying persuasive techniques and seeking feedback from others, can increase your ability to win arguments. Finally, continuously improving your argumentation skills is key to winning arguments. This includes studying persuasive techniques, seeking feedback from others, and practicing your argumentation skills in real-world situations. By continuously improving your skills, you can become a more effective communicator and increase your chances of winning arguments. For example, you might take a class or read a book on persuasive communication to learn about new techniques and strategies. You might also seek feedback from friends and colleagues on your argumentation skills and work on improving specific areas of weakness. Additionally, you might practice your argumentation skills in real-world situations, such as debates or negotiations, to hone your skills and become a more effective communicator. By continuously improving your argumentation skills, you can increase your chances of winning arguments and become a more persuasive communicator. Thank you for watching our video on How to Win Every Argument by Madsen Pirie. We hope that you found the information shared in the video to be insightful and that you feel more equipped to effectively win arguments. Remember, the strategies and techniques outlined in the book can be applied to a variety of situations and can help you become a more persuasive and effective communicator. How to Win Every Argument is a valuable resource for anyone looking to improve their argumentation skills, so if you're ready to up your game in the world of debates and discussions, give this book a read. We hope you found this video to be helpful and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Thanks for watching.